Good morning, Vande Matram. Welcome, all of you. On this glorious morning, of course, we are going to discuss a brilliant topic that is on conquest of desires. So we are acquainted with the term desire is the sole cause of all troubles. Desire must be conquered. There must be conquest over the desires. Kamanar vinasai dukkhara vinas. If this all these desires is the will be wiped off. If we will get rid of the desires, then there will be no suffering at all. So this Buddha Deva, from him original, he traced upon the desires to the optimist. Desire, the soul cause of agony, soul cause of suffering. So that desire we must know, and over the desire there must be conquest. So that is the topic to be discussed on this glorious morning. Of course, we are going to know what are the material desires, and how there is the emergence of greed. Then how will conquest over the desires. That is the beautiful topic of discussion for this morning, of course. Then mostly we will discuss from the mother, from her writings. Then few lines we will quote from Sri Aurobindo to the end. Now we will quote mother on material desire. What is desire? You know, desire is the child heart's cry, crying for bliss. Only for four things we have got our aspiration, because where there is desire there is aspiration. Only for four things we have got aspiration, there is like God, immortality, freedom, light. All these things are coming on the way. So excluding these four, whatever we cherish, whatever we think of, whatever we need, that is coming under the desires. So mother quotes beautifully on material desires. For our passage in the material world, what is indispensable to our life and action is put at our disposal according to the place we should occupy there. So it needs really in this material world for our passage. Regularly we are facing the passage. We are of course passing through this material world. So, for our passage in the material world, what is indispensable to our life, that is indispensable to our life and action, is put at our disposal, what is requirement for our life and action, to the place we should occupy there. Now, again, mother quotes, the more we are consciously in contact with our inner being, we know our outer being, we know our inner being. For the ordinary people who are almost staying in the outwards consciousness, superficially they are staying out. For these people who are pursuing this yogic method, especially people are following this supramental yoga. So more we are consciously in contact with the inner being, that is what the attitude, that is what the most requirement, the contact with the requirement, the more exact are the means we are given. What is the most needful, what is useful for us, that is the most needful, that is what is given to us, that is the really blessing and the giving, that is only given by the Supreme. Again, mother quotes, don't expect any satisfaction from the physical life. It can't satisfy all your demands. Anyway, we are madly running after this material satisfaction. Of course, we are trying to satisfy it. Mother, you can remember, quote mother, don't try to please yourself. Don't try to please others. Try to please only the divine. So, thing is that we are third part to the divine. It is a shut door for us. So don't expect any satisfaction from the physical life, and you will no more be tired of to it. Physical satisfaction, physical life, the satisfaction of the physical life should not be tagged at all. We must not be tired anyway. So again, mother quotes, what is truly needed will surely come. What is truly needed for our soul, our progress and the sadhana, that is it must come. Again, what is bad is slavery. Slavery to satisfaction of the material life, this desire. That is what the slavery, not the outward slavery, we are going to be slave to somebody. But originally, inward slavery is there that we are incapable of understanding. So, what is bad is the slavery to abstinence, as well as slavery to needs. slavery to abstinence and slavery to the needs. That is what the slavery is. And that is bad in the mother's word. What comes we take, but always ready to let it go, if it goes. If it is coming, think it is God's gift to us. If it is going, let it go. There must not be any attachment to the things that are actually emerging, that is coming to us. So that is that attachment, that desire must not be there. Things must be asked for only when truly needed. Truly needed. Unnecessary you want to store it for tomorrow, for the new life, for our students, for our children, and for the future generation. But actually, that hoarding must not be there. That desire must be not be there. Things must be asked only when they are truly needed. We feel, we expect something bad may happen, or that may time we not be having that stock may not be there. So we'll hoard something, we'll desire for something. That attitude must not be there at all. Again, mother beautifully comes and quotes on grade. That is, from grade, actually, Lobharu Moho Mohuru Smutinasa Ruthivangsa. So when we possess greed, there actually we lose our memory. When we lose our memory, then we, of course, our knowledge get distorted, get actually deteriorated. Then only we later on we face the death. So again, this greed on greed mother quotes nicely tries to explain in a beautiful term. Greed is for anything concerning physical consciousness, not the spiritual consciousness. That is a good aspect. Second half for the greed for the spiritual consciousness, that is very rarely seen. And greed for anything concerning physical consciousness, so-called necessities and comfort. So-called necessities and comforts, that is what mother quotes, that is physical consciousness. Concerning the physical consciousness, that is so-called your necessities and comfort of whatever nature. This is one of the most serious obstacles for sadhana. Serious obstacles for the sadhana: physical longing, physical consciousness, some greed for anything concerning physical consciousness, so-called necessities and comforts in whatever nature. This is one of the most serious obstacle in sadhana. Not only hurdle, it is an obstacle. It will stop you from advancing forward, marching forward. Each little satisfaction you get through greed is one step backward from the goal. So you are staying not only on the same place or same surrounding. You are staying, you are keeping, but actually you are moving backward. It is a retrogression, not progression. It is not accelerating, but actually it is retarding your progress, taking you back. That must be understood. Anyway, when you have a desire, you are governed by the thing you desire. So when there is a desire, when you have a desire, you are governed by the thing you desire. So you are not going to govern, but you are governed by the thing you desire. It takes possession of your mind and your life, and you become a slave. That is already shown. Slavery, that is bad. So when you desire, you become you become in you come in possession of your mind and life, and you become a slave. If you have greed for food, you are no more the master of food. So because, but you are the food is mastering you. That is what the reason you say you must get rid of slavery. Slavery, it is coming from the greed. That greed, instead you are here to master over the greed, but actually you are getting mastered by the greed. Greed is mastering you. So my mother gives the example: whenever you are no more you are you have the greed for food. Naturally, what happens, you are no more mastering over the food, but food is mastering over you. A sadhaka must eat to satisfy the needs of the body. That is what the requirement, the satisfy the needs of the body, for that is most essential and useful for the sadhana, for the yogic progress. But thing is that sadhaka must eat to satisfy the needs of the body, and not to meet the demands of his greed. So these demands, this greed, demand is good. That is, if it is spiritual. If demand is deteriorating, it is of course it is retarding the process, and you are going to be slaved under the desires. That slavery is actually mastering over you. Again, mother quotes beautifully. It is an inner attitude of freedom from attachment. It is an inner attitude of freedom from attachment and from greed for food and a desire for palate, and that is needed. No undue diminution of the quantity taken, and or any self-starvation. No, don't waste it. Don't nor you starve for it. One must take sufficient food for the maintenance of the body and its strength and, of course, good health. That is the most required condition. Without good health, this sadhana, this integral yoga can't be performed. It is necessary. We must do that is necessary for all of us. So you must not be great to take over men more, or you must not starve, so that this will be hampering both the way you are going to be hampered. Whatever is necessary, that must be taken. And again, mother course, but without attachment or desire. But what is there? What is coming? That is the food given to you. There is mother's touch in it. So mother has a beautiful touch, the yogic touch in it that helps you in maintaining your to yogic sadhana and good health that is necessary and needful for the progress in yoga. But thing is that you must not have possessed the greed or get attached to the slavery that will create bring slavery for you, nor you will you should starve at all. In this yoga, starvation never helps. No fasting. So whatever is required, that must be taken. Again, we'll go and see. Yielding to desires is not the way of getting rid of them. So you must get rid of them. That is the purpose. But yielding to desire is not the way to get of getting rid of them. They are there is no end of desires. Each one has the which is satisfied at once is replaced by another. So how much you will fulfill? How will be satisfying your desires? If you possess one, then another will be waiting. It will be alluring, and you go on clamoring more and more. That is the problem with you. So it is only when by conquering the desire you must get rid of them. By coming out of this consciousness of the lower nature and arising to a higher nature. That is what the requirement of the you come out of the lower consciousness. You drive them simply. You get you just come out and the lower consciousness and rise to the higher consciousness. That is the need of the time. That is what the requirement. You must be aware. Again, Mother beautifully quotes here, refuse to do anything whatsoever leads you away from the divine. Just simply refuse it, reject it. What is taking away from the divine? By going out from the divine, it makes and creates a wicked in you. A desire which knows that it will never be satisfied vanishes. It knows it can't. You can satisfy. It can't be satisfied. So unnecessary why it will start waste your time. Unnecessary it is also wastage of time for it. So naturally it will simply move away. To conquer a desire brings more joy than to satisfy it. So conquer. If we feel desire is fulfilled, so we get overjoyed. But thing is that if that another point is there, if we conquer over the desire, conquer a desire, that we will get more and more joy than satisfying it. Self mastery is the greatest on conquest. That is what is required. It will get you rid from the slavery, and it is the basis of all enduring happiness. Enduring happiness will give self mastery over the self mastery. That is the concept. First, learn to know yourself perfectly, and then control yourself perfectly. Know, then control yourself perfectly. You will be able to do it by aspiring at any moment. It is never too early to begin or too late to continue. Mother course. So you must be very conscious while moving on this process. To accept the ugliness of the lower nature under the pretext that is exists. So our aim is not to accept these things and to enjoy them, but to get rid of them and create life in for the spiritual beauty and the perfection. Again, we'll see Sri Aurobindo, of course, desire was the helper, desire but is the bar right now. In place of the desire, there must be single-minded aspiration towards the divine. The soul of desire is a separative soul of ego, creates ego, and its instincts are separative self affirmation. So, once this perfect renunciation of desire, or by perfect satisfaction. Thank you.